really been through some things and really weathered the storm until you started getting brighter days, man. When you really witness things, live things, and have to go through things and even partake in things you may never imagine.
Big blaze in the Chevrolet, tank top tan and loose swole like a pomegranate. Walk up in the booth and drop bombs like a sip grenade. Punchlines leaving niggas' ears ringing serenade. In and out smashing when I'm backwards in the Escalade. Packaging my masters while I'm stashing on this escapade. Big motion, perk posting, west coasting. Shop open, still smoking, y'all won't.
About the comedy, we here today with Niikkii Kage. We got a producer, a community figure. He might be the only artist that can perform at a daycare at 10 a.m. in a bar club at 10 p.m. Give it up for Niikkii Kage. All right, so, you know, not a lot. I mean, you're from New Jersey, you know what I mean? You're locally here in Altoona, you know, so we're going to give, you know, because Budz of Comedy, we got a good fan base, you know what I mean? We're going to give them, let them know who you are, you know what I mean? Because coming up on July 10th, possibility you might be performing at the Budz of Comedy live show as well. So we want to let them know who you are, you know what I mean? Let them know what made you tick, what made you get into music, stuff like that, you know what I mean? So let's get into it. I said, what's the story behind Niikkii Kage and what did the name came from?
Well, I really go by the name of Big Nutty.
Okay.
Niikkii Kage. I'm known for what I'm known for, you know, a part of my life that took place. Niikkii Kage was the best way to describe me to social media without approaching it as Big Nutty. Because it's like when you transitioning from hip hop with a purpose and hip hop for the younger generation, it's a big difference.
Right.
So you don't want to go into a school saying, "Oh, I'm Big Nutty." Like, oh, wait, hold on, flag on the plate.
Yeah.
You know, this guy is nuts. Like, we don't want him in here.
Right.
So it was like, man, what's suitable for society, as well as still representing myself.
Right.
You know, Nicolas Cage going in 60 seconds, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. How did growing up in Newark shape your sound as an artist?
When you really been through some things and really weathered the storm until you started getting brighter days, man. When you really witness things, live things, and have to go through things and even partake in things you may never imagine. Some people can't believe, but it's different.
Right.
So being as though every day was unpredictable. Even in the lyrics, if you listen to the lyrics, I talk about a lot of reality music.
Right.
You know, reality things, because that's something that I think that the music industry is missing. You got a lot of, and I don't take from no artists.
Right.
But, you know, I'm tired of hearing people saying slide on people. Like, what is that? Is that putting money in your pocket?
No.
So, you know, when you're trying to generate the revenue, I think sliding is the wrong thing to approach society.
What was your first real studio experience like?
Oh, I had just came home, right? I had just came home. And I was going hard, man. Like, you know what I mean? I dropped the mixed joint stripes on 27 joints. So then I dropped In the Booth. It was 17 on that. And I'm back to back. Like, this was all music I wrote when I was at a sit still. And, you know, shout out to Soldier Q, man. Me and him, we both was on a bracelet. So we wrote a song over the phone, right? We wrote a song over the phone at this one particular night. So we only had a certain bracket to come outside, 8 to 1. If you ain't got no job. We both on the same shit, you know.
Right.
So we wind up, shout out to Jersey Scarface, man. Radio, man, that's my heart, man.
Okay.
Bro, you know, me producer, me artist, bro is multi-talented. So bro got the studio, radio got the studio, me and Soldier Q write this shit over the phone the night before. Go to radio shit the next day, lay it down. ASAP. And that was like the first time I ever heard myself, and I'm like, oh man, it's kind of crazy, man, you know. But actually listening to yourself and, as you put your life on the wax and put your experiences on wax, it's like, damn. It's something different when you can hear back what you've been through.
Right.
Like you like, whoa.
Yeah, it makes you think like, wow, that really happened.
Yeah. Put you in a whole different mind frame, man.
Yeah. What made you want to make music, and who inspired you to take that step?
My big bro, Food. Shout out to Food, man. He was a freestylist. He was a beast. We just be sitting there, you know, we doing what we doing outside on the block, man, and he just don't spit. You know what I mean? My brother Chaos too, shout out to Chaos. Chaos gave me my first karaoke. You know what I'm saying? Playing around on it and stuff, you know. But I learned a lot, you know, there's principles to this shit, you know.
Right.
I learned a lot with it. I mean, the streets was really what inspired me because I really been through it.
Right.
You
I mean,
know,
the streets could be a teacher. You can teach a lot of things, or it can be your downfalls.
Yeah, but even if it's your downfall, some teachers is not upbringers.
Right.
They downfalls too.
Right.
So, you know, and life is a learning experience, man. So, you know, I look at my bumps in the road and I put them on my back and I smile with it because without that, it wouldn't be no me now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. When you sit down to create music, what comes first, the beat, the message, or the emotion?
Well, I listen to the track, and it all depends on how the vibe kick back. You know what I'm saying? The vibe kick back, depending on what mood I'm in. I'm a multitasker, so like I could be running 2 different beats, writing 2 different songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's not an everyday thing, but it does happen. You know, especially when you gotta get it done. But more or less the track. More or less the track. Because when you live in a life of consistent battles, whether good or bad, I mean, nothing negative, but battles, your dealings, whatever you deal with, you count every day, you got a lot to talk about.
Right.
So, you know, I could be here doing this and be, you know, focused this way, and then go into a studio session right after this, writing a love song.
How does your process change when you make music for kids versus adults?
Biggest challenge in my life, man. Biggest challenge in my life, man. That's a good question, right? I was driving for a mini tour for artists. I won't say her name, but she did really good. And what happened was she, you know, the experiences of going as a driver, you got the experience what it all was as an artist, right, from the outside looking in. So it was like, wow, that's dope. And but prior to that, I had to go in between back home to my daughter's father-daughter day. Right. And I had like 20-something little girls. It was probably only like 4 fathers there. So they asked us to partake, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I took the shoes off, shit, got on the floor, started playing around. Having fun, you know.
Right.
Making the kids smile. And I had fun with that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I go back to the tour and I'm like, oh. I said, yo, I was talking to an engineer / producer. And I was like, yo, man, I want to do something for the kids. He was like, man, I'll live with you how you want to do it. Like, you know, when M talk, it challenges you because he going to keep you on your toes.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know, bro, I'm going to figure it out. So I started sitting there, I started writing stuff down the whole time. I got back, and I was telling a few of my partners, I said, yo, man, I got it. I got it titled, Letters and Numbers. So I was like, man, what you mean? Like, everybody deal with letters and numbers. So then, boom, got the beat from Champ. Shout out to Champ Productions, you know. And I'm over Champ joint, and I'm bouncing. I'm like, hey, B, and I just start playing. But the biggest challenge of it all was to write without cursing. Right. That's a big thing in the game. Like, and I tell anybody, if you really listen to me, if you really listen to my lyrics, you will see I rarely curse.
Right.
I can write without curse. Ever since I did that for the children, it's like I gotta be mindful of what I say.
Right, because you're not gonna be listening to your music.
Yeah,
you don't want to send the wrong message. I mean, teaching one thing, then sending another.
Yeah, contradicting yourself.
Right. What made you decide to start creating educational music instead of just sticking with traditional hip hop and R&B?
Because I mean, I feel like music is to teach. It's already what it is. It's just how you learn it.
Right.
Every song teaches a person something, and every song teaches everybody something different. You know what I mean? I can listen to Tupac, you know, and relate to a lot of things that's relatable.
Right.
But then I can go bump some Taylor Swift or some Mary J. and be like, damn, you get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I mean, you learn different things off different music.
Okay. You talked about using your music to address things like bullying. What made you decide to take that on?
Things like what?
Bullying.
Bullying?
Yeah.
I can't stand bullies.
Right.
I hate a bully. Like, sorry, you ain't supposed to say hate, but I hate a bully. Like, I don't like somebody that just mess with somebody for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been through that in life. Growing up, I was a young kid until I had to, you know, show my true colors.
Right.
But then once you do that, it's no turning back now.
Right.
You know, you develop a different type of humility. And people don't understand because that should come from bullying.
Right.
You know, a person's demeanor, a person's character shows, reflects off of what they've been through. You know what I mean? A humble person coming to you, I mean, he's been through some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And everybody's life don't start off like you know, great. You know, you gotta. Normally, things happen in life to put you in a space to where you become.
Right.
And I can't stand police, man.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
What was it like working with Champ Music and T-Nas from Letters and Numbers?
Ah, man, I mean, it was dope, man. You know, I brought the idea to Champ. You know, I talked to Nas. You know, that's one of my partners. So you know, we always talking. I always ask questions, like, you know, I'm not one of them artists that feel like I know it all because I don't. Right. I know it, but I know a lot. You know, you learn every day with this shit. But I wanted to see me not being from down here and, you know, trying to figure out how the town would take to something like that. Right. Especially a person of my stature, like, you know, like, oh, wait, he coming off.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, I'm like, you know, I didn't know how it would be taken. So I asked a lot of questions. And then, you know, us all joking around, Taku, shout out to Big Bro, you know, we all joking around about it. Like, man, that shit ain't gonna do that, man. The town ain't gonna let you do that shit. Look at that shit, though. Right. She was one of the biggest things in the town for that summer. Man, you can't tell me nothing, man. All right. You know, and that's just for here. That's,
right. Yeah.
You know.
When you collaborate, what do you look for in another artist?
Honestly,
Yeah.
a friendly competition. That's artistry, man.
Right.
Some artists don't say that, man. This is true.
I respect the fuck out of that.
It's a friendly competition. You know, like, you go on something, you better come hard because I'm coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know you feel the same.
Right.
But it's supposed to be like that. You know, because each one teach one.
Yep.
So this artistry thing is supposed to be an understanding. You're being too much.
It kind of reminds me like other artists, like Eminem and all of them, how when they get on something, they try to destroy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's your job.
Exactly.
That's your job. Your job is to project your craft, right?
Right.
Why should you dumb your craft down because we're better?
Right.
No, we at work right now.
Yeah.
You better come hard because I'm coming crazy, you know. And that's how it's supposed to be. Man.
Oh yeah.
With no malice intended, of course.
Right.
With no malice intended, of course. You're supposed to be able to laugh about that shit. You're supposed to be able to big up your partner and be like, damn, bro, you bodied that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's one artist, local or mainstream, you'd like to work with? Local or mainstream?
That's it, for sure. Well, don't. person I really, right now, like, I ever wanted to work with, I'm going to say that the biggest mainstream artist I ever wanted to work with was Scarface. Because I felt every bit of his music all the way through.
Right.
You know, I grew up off that. You know what I mean? Scarface is a problem, man. He's lyrical, man.
Right.
He's, shout out to Face Mob, man.
What's been your biggest challenge navigating the music business independently?
The biggest challenge is wondering if you're going to be told no.
Right.
You know, that's the biggest challenge in it all, because when from the business aspect, you know, like, I got a manager there, like, you know, I got a side deal, you know what I'm saying, Niikkii Entertainment, you know, shout out to the team. So we got things going, but, like, when it comes to Hill City, I don't control that.
Right.
I'm kind of thankful for that, though.
Right.
Because that shit a headache. You know what I mean? No, for real. Because,
Right.
but then when you got Guerrilla Warfare Entertainment, those things I control. You know, so it's like, you know, it's a crazy twist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think artists today focus too much on clout over substance?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of cats come in the game, they look immediately for the check.
Right.
But you gotta put the work in. I come from the CD era. Like, dog, I started that mixtape with Trey Songz, man. I had about $1,000, tight budget. And you know, I'm just coming home, bro. And had $1,000 to fuck with. I met, shout out to Graphics and Logos, right? I got a tune with them. I got 2,500 glossy covers printed off. I think it was like 250 or something like that. Then I had them, shout out, you know, Big Bro showed me Mad Love was running the disc off. Then they put me up on Staples, get the jewel cases.
Right.
I'm taking you, know what I mean? I'm taking you for the root up, you feel me?
Yeah.
Package them joints up yourself. Been at the gas stations, pulling up on different blocks, different hoods.
Right.
Respectfully, like, you know what I mean? A lot of cats can't do that.
Right.
See, like, you know, the way a lot of cats got to shop their music now, they wouldn't be able to withstand them type of movements.
No.
Like when you on the other side of town where you might not know nobody on that block. There's 100 motherfuckers outside.
Yeah.
But you gotta promote yourself.
Yeah.
The best way to promote yourself is for them to see you doing it, not just pressing a button. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
That's
cats,
just one step.
yeah, that's just one step, and that's like, to be honest, that step is like toward the end. You skipped out. You missed the fun of it.
Right.
It's fun in that grind too, because you're like, okay, I'm going out here. I'm gonna make $500 a day. I'm moving this many units. My lowest side go this, my lowest side go that. It was to the point, not even did I have my own, I had my other brother's stuff too. Like, so if you had a mixed joint, I'm gonna buy them from you wholesale, put them in with my package. You know, like back in the day, you know, where I'm from in the city, you can go downtown and get you 3 or 4 R&B CDs for $10.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I packaged my underground music the same way.
Right.
I might have 2 of mine and 1 of yours. A 3 for $10 deal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You only charging me, you know, whatever, and I'm blending it with the package, so I might be doubling it up. We both breaking even, but your promotion is getting promoted too.
Yeah.
You get me? Like,
Yep.
So, you know, that was the fun of it. This shit now, pressing the button or just going, it's no fun in it because you really don't get to experience the struggle of it either.
Right.
You don't know what it's like to be told no. You
Yeah.
don't know what it's like to be, like, you know, people looking at you like you got 2 heads, and you gotta really sell yourself. Like, when I don't mean sell yourself out. I mean sell yourself. You promoting your brand. You're the spokesperson
for yourself.
You know, it's all on you, baby. It ain't no script. So you like, all right, hey, yeah, I'm such and such. You know.
We're coming back to Ill City. I said in the promo video, you shouted out Ill City. What does Ill City actually mean to you, and what role do they play in music in your movement?
Oh man, that's the home base, and Ill City, Reek, man, that's my brother from another mother. I mean, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Seven dudes, one female. And Reek put us all together, like, you know, Reek like he the head, you feel me? So Reek grabbed different artists from around the cities and put us together.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Ill City came from Ill Town and Brick City. You put them together, it's Ill City.
Right.
You feel me? So, and that's mainly what we all from. So, and I mean, the whole squad is dope, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, we just did something the other day, and bro, when we in the studio, the chemistry is crazy. Right. We go in there at a friendly bout. Like, it's a friendly bout. Like, everybody on Ill City go crazy. I'm telling you, bro, I never experienced nothing like it.
Right.
Like, you know, when we did Sirius XM, man, and they asked the questions about that, and it was just like, I got it, like, excited because, yo, bro, for real, like, I never matched with so many cannons in one team. And it's not nobody wilding for mad respect. Nobody wants that spotlight. We shine together. You feel me? Like, so, and 7 dudes and 1 female, and she coming hard. And Rose coming hard, man. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, she different. Like, you know, everybody, Big Stomp, you know, Rhymestarr, you know what I mean, Frank Castle, Shaco Bang, Doc Bundini, Rick the Kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, we
You should have the experience.
Check out that Ill City Gangland, man. Pull that up, man, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right. What advice would you give someone trying to build a career from a small town city like Altoona?
Don't sit here and wait for it. Go out and get it. You got to travel. You got to get on that Greyhound. You got to use that Amtrak. You got to use your 10 toes. You got to put gas in your vehicle. I don't care if it's grandma station wagon. Gas that motherfucker up, hit the highway with a trunk full of units, man.
Yeah.
You got to sell yourself. I don't mean sell yourself out. I say that, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to be mistaken. You got to sell yourself. Yourself meaning your product. You know, what you got going on. You got to go get it. It's that nobody's handing you shit. No, I ain't never had a handout in this game. And I've been rocking and rolling for a nice time.
We got a bonus question here. I've seen that you've done the music for like commercials and indie films. What's the difference between that and the process of making other music?
What's the difference between that and the process of making?
Yeah, what's the difference between making music for like commercials and films?
You gotta be creative, man. An artist is a creative person. I feel like, you know, some people classify themselves as rappers. Some people classify themselves as artists. I'm an artist. I'm very creative, and I'm always thinking, what's gonna make the money? What's gonna feed these kids tonight? You know, and as long as I keep my mind focused on that, my push is crazy. So I did an old English commercial back in the day. It was like they had a DVD out in old English, and you know, I made it in the top bracket, a nice bracket. You know, but you rapping about old English. You know, I did for I narrated a movie. We don't blink, like, you know, I was in another movie, you know what I'm saying? Soundtrack. So it's different because you going off, like doing the soundtrack. I actually had to read the book in order to get, you know,
feel for it,
you know what I mean? Narrate the movie. I had to like make it with so many different emotions because like narrating the movie, this part might be like exciting. This part might be down. This part might be somebody come and get you. This part might be Big Mama in the kitchen cooking. This right. So you know, you like, it was a challenge, but I love it. That's the purpose.
I have one last question for me. What do you want the viewers to know about Niikkii Kage, or who you are, that they don't know? Like, is it, you know what I mean? Like what do you want them to know that they don't know?
Well, it ain't too much they need to know. But the thing that my message, I leave it. I drop a jewel. I leave a message. My message is, no matter what you want in life, always remember you gotta go for it. You gotta go get it. Nobody's gonna hand it to you. Don't wait. Don't let nobody tell you, "Oh, I got you." Just let me handle this. No, you gonna handle it too. Right. You get on that plane too and fly out. I think everybody's afforded one or two opportunities in life where they can make a major move, and I think they second guess themselves because they really don't. Their self-esteem is lack. And people don't be really knowing that sometimes. Right. But I've been there, done that. I remember, neglecting and depriving myself from my furthest push until I had to get up off my ass and go get it. Right. So, you know what I mean? Nothing I do goes unaccounted for. And I mean that, so I feel like anybody can do the same. They just gotta know how to go get it. Right. Plot, plan, strategize, execute, man.
Maybe Dave, you have a question for him before we head out?
You hit all my topics.
Well, thank you for coming and sitting down and having this interview with us. Once anything new happens, we'll come and do this again.
That part right there.
And again, this is Budz Comedy and Rhymestarr Entertainment. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon.